Welcome back to week 5 of our Lenten journey. It's been a little bit of a bumpy ride so far, hasn't it? This coronavirus certainly has all of us concerned, and I just hope that all of you are staying safe and that you're getting accustomed to the new normal, and whatever that new normal may continue to evolve to be. I know personally I'm getting through a little bit of a withdrawal stage right now between basketball and baseball, but at the same time I have to say it's been exciting to see our churches be so creative with how they're reaching out to people in our mission fields, and even beyond, using technology. Just like the technology that we're using to take this class together. Now, speaking of our class, most of our detours from the book of Acts have been fairly brief so far. This time we're getting off at the exit and we're going to take a little bit of a walk around the rest stop. That's because most of this week will be spent in the book of Romans. It's a book that talks about Christ freeing us from the slavery of the law, and it's a book that talks about Jesus freeing us from the chains of sin and death. I have my own theory about why Paul seemingly poured his heart and soul into this book, so I hope you'll indulge me for just a few moments. You see, I think in most of his travels, when Paul spoke to people, they were probably not the highest educated people. That does not mean that they were dumb. It just means that they weren't literate. Sure, some people were, otherwise the idea of writing letters would have been nonsense. But widespread literacy was probably not the reality in those areas along the north shore of the Mediterranean Sea. In Rome, however, in the heart of areas where education was more the norm, literacy was far more common. A letter could have been passed around and understood more widely there. It's the first century equivalent of a viral social media post, and I think the letter to the Romans just might be Paul's masterpiece. He implores people to walk the talk. He talks about breaking the chains of selfishness and accepting a new life in Christ. He talks about transformation as a means of living out of our mission. Not long after writing Romans, Paul writes a second letter to the church at Corinth, hitting home the concept of becoming new creations in Christ. In short, old things have to die so that new things can take their rightful place. The reflections this week that you'll find in your assignments might be a little deeper than what we've had so far. At least I think that's probably the case. So I encourage you to be honest with yourselves as you write your answers. And remember to record your thoughts down in your journal and then come back to those after you finish this course. It might provide you with some more insight. Have a great week. God bless. Stay safe.